Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to make the second episode of the School of Love and teaching you guys things that they didn't teach us in school or growing up. So today I'm going to want to talk about negativity and how to transmute it or return it, like get rid of it. So yeah, if you want to learn, keep watching. I'm going to give you guys like a few ways to do it. I'm going to give you guys like physical ways, mental ways, um, all the ways that I know and that have actually worked for me. And at the end, I'm going to mention like a few books, maybe like 2 books that have changed my perspective in dealing with negativity or negative thoughts or negative people. So yeah. Um I guess I'm gonna go with the easiest one to me, the one that I used first, I think. And anyone can do it. It's pretty easy, and a lot of people have probably heard of it or like know about it. So it's just drawing like a bow and arrow, like actually like with your hands. Just pretend you're holding a bow and arrow, and like if someone says something negative or hurtful, anything, you just like pretend you're shooting back like the energy in arrow form. As you're doing it, you're going to also use your intention and your words or your thoughts to like send back the energy. So you can say like, I send back any energy sent to me with love and light, or just else I send you back your own energy, you know. um I advise that you do send things with love and light. If you can't, it's okay at first, like as at first it's not going to be easy, but if you can't, it's okay. But I advise you do, only because everything you put in you get back. That's how this world works. So yeah, I would do it with love and light, or just love, it doesn't matter. Another way is using your mind, which you have to be good at visualization. So let's say someone's being negative that day or saying mean words to you. You're going to like visualize their energy as they're like saying it or after they said it, and you're going to visualize it as like a smoke cloud or like thorns, or it could be anything you want, and you're going to grab the smoke or like the thorns or whatever it is that you are like visualizing the bad energy as, and just push it all the way back, like just with your mind, just like give it all back completely. And the way to like use your love and light with this one would be to turn the like black smoky and dark energy cloud into a pink fluffy sparkly, um or just like a light energy, and then like give it back. And you don't have to do this, like I said, but it just helps you, and it like makes everything better kind of. um so yeah, if you can do that, if not, it's okay. And then another thing you can do is, I think those are the like 2 ways that I would say is a good way to return the energy. But if you want to transmute the energy, that's another thing. I think it's very easy to argue back, or like use your fight or flight senses in any case of like negativity. But the real like powerful thing to do is transmute it, right? So in like ways to transmute it, you have to be kind of like, or you kind of have to have power over your emotions. Because if you're very emotional, or you get angry really fast, or really mad, it's kind of going to be hard to transmute like any energy, because you're going to be stuck in like anger, you know? So you have to be very good with your emotions in order to learn how to transmute, or you just have to like know how to transmute, I guess. So like for example, if someone's like being mean, um, like let's say someone says that you have ugly hair, or like like something bad about your hair, instead of getting mad and being like, oh, cursing that person or just being moody all day, you're going to either right then and there, you can like braid your hair, and you could braid your hair with any negativity. That's a really good way to transmute your energy. And as you're braiding your hair, you can say like, I am safe, I am beautiful, whatever it is that you want to say, and just like affirm. But like specifically, if they're saying things about your hair, you can braid your hair and then say like positive things like, my hair is healthy, my hair is beautiful, my hair is long, whatever it is that you want to say. Or later that night when you're doing your like nighttime routine, you can oil your hair, or do like, like a mask or whatever it is that you do with your hair while saying positive affirmations. um I believe that for any spell, any manifestation, or anything you want in life, you need to have you need to master three things. You have to master, and this is like all together builds like intention kind of. So you have to master visualization, you have to master actions, and you have to master affirmations. If you master these three things, you can do anything in this world. And repetition, because everything requires consistency, right? So let's say for example, I have a bad, like let's say that I want even skin tone, right? Because my skin is either like uneven, or like, I have bad skin or whatever. So that night, or like every night whenever I'm doing my skincare, like I'm gonna buy, of course I'm gonna buy like products that are good for evening your skin, but they don't have to be like expensive or anything. They just have to be a product to even skin. While I'm doing it, I'm going to visualize myself with even skin tone. If you have never had even skin tone or can't visualize yourself with even skin tone, use a filter and then see yourself in the filter and visualize yourself as you look in the filter, right? Visualize yourself, and then the action is going to be the actual like cleansing your face or putting on the cream, and then you're going to use affirmations while you're doing it. So you're going to say like, my skin is even, my skin is bright, my skin is beautiful, whatever it is that you want to say. And those three things combined are the most powerful things you can do. You can master any spell, anything with those three things: action, um, visualization, and affirmation. And of course, you have to repeat it, because maybe the first few times you won't believe it, or maybe the first few times you're not going to see results. So you're going to have to keep going and believing as you go, and then slowly you're going to start seeing a difference. And this could be with anything, literally anything. If you master those three things, you're going to get to where you're going no matter what. Nothing can stop you. It's called using intention. And with your intention, anything is possible, whether it's negative or positive. You decide what you want to use it for. But just remember, when you use intention for negativity, if you do get negativity back, then you know why. You know what I mean? So try to always use it in like a positive way. But yeah, that's a really good way to transmute negative energy, is by like, visualizing yourself doing better in whatever it is that they are either shaming you or that you feel bad about. It doesn't even matter if it comes from others or yourself. You just have to use your intention to change it. and it will change eventually. So yeah, that's a way to transmute it. And like I said, in order to like transmute it, you have to kind of master your emotions. Because if you're like doing the three things but you're still feeling like crap, or you're not believing what you're saying, because you're either mad or you believed it for so long that it's like kind of stuck in you already, then it's not, well, if you keep doing it, then you might like change perspectives, but you have to try with intention, you know what I mean? And it's not as hard as it seems. Once you get into like this repetitive thing, it will eventually work out, like anything else, any like working out, like eating healthy, like waking up in the morning, anything you do, it's like learned, you know what I mean? Well, I guess waking up is not learned, that's just something we naturally do. But like, like everything we know, we have learned, or we have repeated for so long. It's like whenever it's like depression is just repeated repeated negative thinking, or hurtful thinking, or sad thinking. Anxiety is just repeated worry about the future or about anything, basically. It's just worry repeatedly. um you have to get yourself out of that cycle to change, you know what I mean? It's like addiction, and I say this because I've been through like things like that, and it doesn't matter how deep I was in anything. If I decided my mind to quit something, I did. And I don't know like if this is with everything, because of course um everyone is different and everyone has different mindsets, but I've been pretty deep in things that are pretty strong, and I've like quit cold turkey. And I guess I'm pretty young, so I couldn't say like if you've done it for 20 years or if I've done it for 20 years, like I don't know if the outcome would have been the same. But when I put something in my mind, I just do it. Like if I say I'm gonna quit this and I decide to quit that day, I quit it. Like I might sleep for a whole week straight. I may get headaches for like 3 days straight, but I'm going to quit. You know what I mean? Mind over power. I mean, no. Mind over, I don't know, but what I something else I was going to say about this is your soul is stronger than your mind and your body mixed together. That's what I'm saying. I feel like every time I decided to quit something, it it came from my soul, basically, because of course my mind it wanted to do what it wanted to do, right? In my body too. So like if it was up to my mind and my body, I would have never quit. It always came from my soul. And my soul, so my video cut off as I was talking. But yeah, whatever you decide, and you're actually like your soul decides, it will, you can do it. You just have to make the decision and actually follow through with it. If you're like too, if your mind is too weak or your body's too weak, use your soul and your intention to control it, because your soul is so powerful. Literally, like you can do anything in this world. We are magical creatures, believe it or not. We are magical creatures that can create anything um out of like nothing, but then it's actually nothing because we have all the tools we need already. But it kind of feels like it comes from nothing, because it kind of does. It like comes from your mind, which comes from your soul, and then it comes into reality. You know what I mean? Like everything. So yeah. But yeah, I think that will be all for like transmuting your energy. What else did I want to say? I'm not sure. I guess that's it. Um, but yeah, if you deal with a lot of negative people or a lot of negative things, I recommend you to use this. Also, um, be like, okay, so there's like two different kinds of, I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of people, but there's people who will get into negative situations or create negative situations or like drama in order to use the negative energy for their benefit. That's called like an energy vampire. So make sure you're not becoming an energy vampire. And if you are transmuting energy, using it for yourself, it's given to you and not taken from someone. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you're not the one creating the negativity, is what I'm trying to say. Um, and like I said, always return it with love and light for best outcome. And yeah, and beware of like energy vampires, because there is people who thrive off negativity and drama, and you have to be neutral to those people, because the more emotion you give to negativity like that or negative people like that, the more energy you lose your own, like you're like basically losing your own energy towards it, just because you're putting your emotions into it. You know what I mean? um Also, you can create your own energy, like I said, with visualization. You can imagine like a big bright light around you. You can imagine a pink beautiful light, any color you want, red, yellow, purple, whatever it is that you want to feel that day. Look at colors and what they mean, and then visualize that light or that color of light around you. Um, that's a very good way. Like whenever I want to wish someone like good or like positive things, I will imagine them in like this warm, bright light, and like I said, you use your three things: visualization, affirmation, and action. I guess my action would be more like a feeling in that situation. Like I would feel like how I want them to feel, so like safe or loved. And then I would imagine a bright light around them. And then I would say like, this person is safe, this person is loved, this person is happy. Whatever it is that I want them to feel or like send more like to their way, that's what I will like visualize and imagine and like affirm. And you can do it for yourself as well. And that's how you create your own energy. And also another thing of how to like expand your energy and make it like super 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 big is by being authentic, first of all, to who you are, um and feeling, or like, yeah, feeling loved by yourself. So so like saying loving things to you, to yourself, um and being in your most authentic self, no matter what people say, no matter what people, because people's opinions don't matter. Okay. I don't know if I've said this before, but how someone feels is how they're going to make you feel, right? So that's why you don't listen to either the negativity or the positivity. Like, yes, you will, if someone's being positive and kind to you, then, you can say thank you, and like feel the good energy and stuff. But don't let people's words or like opinions, good or bad, become like what makes you feel better about yourself. Like, don't depend on people's positivity or good opinions or good words to feel good about yourself, because if they're having a good day or like you do something good for them, they're going to say something nice to you, or give you like compliments. But if they're feeling bad about themselves or having a bad day, or you did something that they didn't like, then they're going to be mean to you, and you can't take in either of those energies. You can be grateful, you can feel like the good energy, but try to always be neutral to everything. Like, yes, say thank you, and be grateful, but move on. Don't like depend on that feeling. You know what I mean? Um, the only thing that matters is how you feel about yourself. In the end, the only person that's going to be there is you. So you just have to make sure you feel good about yourself, you know? Um, and try to like always have the best possible thoughts about yourself whenever you're thinking negative. Always, how do you say it? Like, transmute that into positive, you know? Like, if you're feeling ugly that day, don't sit there and like keep feeling ugly. Do something about it, you know? Like, get up, wash your face, do your hair, change, shower, do something to make you feel better about yourself, because the more you sit and wallow and feel bad about yourself, the more you're going to get depression, anxiety, stuck. You're going to be in a low vibration. You have to do things for yourself to make yourself feel better. That's the only way to transmute things, is by doing the right decisions all the time for yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah. And also negativity, like negative things is objective, kind of. Like what might be negative for you might be good for someone else, you know? Like for someone, if you say like, oh, you have such thick eyebrows, and they really want thin eyebrows, like they're going to be like, oh, this person, I don't want thin, like, you know, like they just called me thick eyebrows, you know, and I don't want to have thick eyebrows. And then for some people, they want to have thick eyebrows and they actually have thin eyebrows. So like, you know what, everything is objective. So make sure you know who you are, what you like, what is good for you, what is positive for you, and yeah, and do those things. If you want to drink coffee, drink coffee. Just make sure that everything you do it not excessively. Don't like misuse things, you know? Like if you're going to drink coffee, make sure you drink one coffee a day or two, you know, but like not over exceeding it. If you're going to smoke, just smoke one or two, or like one or two hits, you know, and that's it. If you're going to, if you need like a little drink at the end of the night, drink one glass of wine, not the whole bottle, is what like, you know what I mean? Like everything has its good uses, but if you misuse it, then that's when it turns negative or into an addiction or into something that you have to depend on. So everything you use it intentionally, um, and positively. Like that comes for anything, music, working out, anything. Just use it intentionally for like positive outcomes. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think that'll be it for this video. If I forgot anything or if you guys have any questions, let me know. I think that in a lot of these videos that I'm making, there might be like second parts to it because I know that I forget some things sometimes. So yeah, but for now, I think this is pretty good. And then I was gonna tell you guys two books that I think are really good for you guys to kind of learn how to transmute or think of things in a more positive way. One of them is The Four Elements. I think that's what it's called. If it's not, I will link it down below in the description with the right name, but I think it's The Four Elements, and you can find it free on YouTube, as an audiobook, and you could just like find it basically anywhere. I think it's for free in a lot of places. And then the second one would be The Game of Life and How to Play It. I think that one's a really, really good book. And these books, I feel like if you read it more than once, you will learn more than if you just read it the one time. So yeah, if you guys would like to do that, then I think that would be really helpful. But yeah, those two books are like literally life changing. If you're a very negative thinker, or you care too much about like what other people think, or you're just like, you know, like you just that kind of person, which I was, and it's like those books helped me a lot. So yeah, The Game of Life and How to Play It, and The Four Elements read those two, or like audiobook because they're free on YouTube. But yeah, those two books are really, really good in order to help you transmute. I also, yeah, and I think that's it for today. I was gonna say something, but I think I had already said it. So yeah, that will be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember that you are a magical person. We all are, and we can do anything we want in our life if we put our intention to it. And I showed you guys in this video and other videos how to use intention and how to change your life. So it's up to you if you really want to do it or not. But it's as easy as those three things and believing, which if you don't believe at first, once you keep going and keep doing it, you will eventually believe. So always keep going. Like I said before, the one who wins in life is not the one who knows the most, the one who studies the most, the one who works the most. It's the one who always gets back up after they fail, or they just keep going. You know, they don't give up, they don't stop, they keep going towards the goal that they want to achieve. So yeah. But yeah, keep going in whatever it is that you're doing. Don't ever give up, no matter for who, no matter for what. If it feels right in your heart, no matter if people say it's wrong, if people say it's bad, if you feel it right, keep going. Okay, don't let anything stop you. Don't let one bad day stop you. Always find the little positive thing, even if it's so small that you have to sit there for hours to think and find like one positive thing. Always find the one positive thing and keep going towards your goal, because eventually you will get there if you keep going. So yeah, love yourself, which is so important. Love yourself, and I love you, and I'll see you guys next time.